Life does not wait for the hesitant. The world does not reward the comfortable. Every great achievement, every breakthrough, every story of triumph has been written by those who reached the moment of decision, the line between giving up and pressing forward, and chose to fight with everything they had. That is the meaning of do or die. It is not about recklessness. It is not about chasing without wisdom. It is about having the courage to burn the bridges of excuses, to silence the voice of fear, and to declare, I will not quit until this is finished. Because when you give yourself no other option but victory, you awaken a strength within you that you never knew existed. Look at history. The people who changed it were not the ones who played it safe. They were the ones who faced the impossible, who stared down the giants, who stood in the fire and refused to bow. They understood something powerful: pressure either breaks you or builds you. And if you refuse to surrender, it will build you into someone unshakable. Do or die is a call to rise above mediocrity. It is a call to every man and woman who has been sitting on the sidelines of their own life, waiting for the right time. The right time will never come. Opportunity is not given. It is seized. And when it comes, it demands your full courage, your full heart, your full commitment. When the storm rages, when the burden feels too heavy, when failure whispers in your ear that you are not enough, remember this: you have a choice. You can bow or you can rise. You can give up or you can fight. You can let life bury you, or you can stand up and say, I was made for more than this. The difference between winners and quitters is not talent, not resources, not luck. It is resolve. It is the willingness to give everything, to risk everything, to walk into the unknown and declare, I will not die with my potential still inside me. Or do or means there is no plan B, no retreat, no surrender. If you fail forward and you rise again, because true defeat is not falling. It is refusing to rise. And true victory does not come to those who wait for it. It comes to those who fight for it with relentless faith, with unwavering perseverance, with an unshakable will. So today, ask yourself, are you living with half a heart? Are you giving life only what is convenient? Or are you prepared to give it everything, no matter the cost? Because life does not reward the half-hearted. It crowns the relentless. It lifts up those who refuse to be broken. Do or die is not just a phrase. It is a way of living. It is the fire that pushes you beyond comfort, the grit that carries you through darkness, and the faith that reminds you that even in the valley, you are destined for the mountain. Victory belongs to the relentless. Not to the strongest, not to the fastest, not even to the most talented. It belongs to the man or woman who refuses to give up when life throws its hardest blows. It belongs to the one who keeps going after being knocked down, the one who rises from the ashes when everyone else has quit. The truth is, success has never been a matter of convenience. It has always been the reward for those who are willing to endure what others cannot. Life is a battlefield. Every day you are faced with choices to rise or to fold, to fight or to surrender, to endure or to retreat. The relentless are the ones who understand that the road will not be easy. They do not expect comfort. They do not expect applause. They do not expect instant results. What they do expect is pain, sacrifice, and struggle, and they embrace it because they know the greater the struggle, the greater the victory. So many people live their lives with potential buried deep inside of them, never tapped, never unlocked, never expressed, not because they lacked ability, but because they lacked endurance. They gave up too soon. They surrendered when the pressure mounted. They let the voice of doubt, the sting of failure, or the weight of fear stop them. But the relentless do not stop. The relentless keep moving forward even when the night is dark, even when the road is uncertain, even when everything in them screams to quit. That's why victory belongs to them. History is full of men and women who should have failed, who were told they couldn't, who were laughed at, underestimated, or cast aside. But their relentlessness rewrote their story. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They pushed forward in the storm, and because they refused to quit, they changed the world. What about you? Will you let your story be one of surrender or one of perseverance? The relentless do not fear failure. They use it. Every failure is a teacher. Every setback is a stepping stone. Every rejection is redirection. When others see failure as the end, the relentless see it as fuel. They rise stronger, wiser, tougher. They are not defined by what they lose, but by how they respond. That is why you can break their body, but you cannot break their spirit. You can knock them down, but you cannot keep them down. They will rise again and again and again until victory is the only option left. Ask yourself, how badly do you want it? Because desire without action is just a wish. Everyone wants success. Everyone wants greatness. Everyone wants the crown. But not everyone is willing to pay the price. Not everyone is willing to go without sleep, to endure rejection, to grind in silence, to fight battles nobody sees. Not everyone is willing to stay disciplined when no one is watching, to keep believing when the results are not showing, to keep moving when the world is standing still. Victory doesn't belong to the dreamer. It belongs to the doer who refuses to stop doing. The relentless live with a different mindset. They don't ask, how long will this take? They ask, how far am I willing to go? They don't say, I'll try. They say, I will. They don't wonder if the pain will end. They trust that the pain will shape them into someone worthy of the prize. Their eyes are fixed, not on the struggle, but on the vision beyond it. They endure because they see what others cannot see. They hold on because they believe in something greater than the moment. You have that same fire inside of you. You were not born to be average. You were not born to live half a life, to crawl when you were made to run, to exist when you were designed to live with purpose. But you must be relentless. You must push when it hurts, rise when you fall, and keep going when the world tells you to stop. You must decide that no matter what comes against you, doubt, failure, critics, or pain, you will not surrender. Victory is not given, it is earned, and it is earned in the quiet moments when nobody is watching. It is earned when you show up day after day, when you push through tiredness, when you refuse to compromise, when you choose discipline over distraction, and perseverance over excuses. The world will not hand you greatness. You must seize it, and only the relentless have the strength to seize it. Do not let setbacks define you. Do not let fear chain you. Do not let failure bury you. Every battle you face is preparing you for the victory ahead. Every tear, every scar, every sleepless night, every lonely step is shaping you into someone who cannot be shaken. The relentless understand that the path to victory is paved with sacrifice. But they also know that the crown is worth the cross. The glory is worth the grind, and the finish is worth the fight. So today, make a decision. Will you live as someone who almost made it, who almost had it, who almost lived their purpose? Or will you be relentless? Will you give everything you have, holding nothing back, until the dream in your heart becomes reality? Because the truth is simple: victory does not belong to the comfortable, to the fearful, to the half-hearted. Victory belongs to the relentless. Life has a way of pressing us, It pushes against us, it challenges us, it demands more than what we think we can give. And in those moments of pressure, when the weight feels too heavy and the fight feels too long, we are faced with a choice to collapse beneath the burden or to allow it to build us into someone stronger. That is the essence of life's greatest lesson. Pressure builds strength. Think of a diamond. It does not appear overnight, nor does it form in comfort. It is created in the depths of the earth, under extreme heat and crushing pressure. Without that struggle, it would remain only a piece of coal, ordinary and unremarkable. In the same way, you and I are shaped by the pressures we endure. It is not the easy days that make us stronger. It is the battles we fight when no one is watching. The nights when we are tempted to quit. The storms that threaten to break us. Those moments reveal who we are and who we are capable of becoming. Too many people run from pressure. They see it as punishment rather than preparation. They pray for an easy road, for shortcuts and quick rewards. But nothing of real value has ever been birthed in ease. Greatness is born in the fire. Every champion you admire, every leader who left their mark, every story that inspires, each of them was tested. They were pressed. They were pushed to the breaking point. And instead of surrendering, they endured. That endurance is what separated them from the crowd. Pressure does not come to destroy you. It comes to expose you. It strips away your comfort, your excuses, your illusions of control. And it asks you one question: how badly do you want it? Do you want it enough to fight when it hurts? Do you want it enough to keep going when you're tired? Do you want it enough to rise again when you've been knocked down? Pressure is the furnace that burns away the weakness so that only strength remains. But here is the secret. Strength is not built in the absence of fear or struggle. Strength is built in the presence of both. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to move forward in spite of fear. Resilience is not never falling. It is refusing to stay down when you do. Every time you face pressure and endure it, you gain something no one can take from you. The confidence that you can survive, the belief that you are stronger than you thought, and the proof that you can rise again. Life is not asking you to be perfect. It is asking you to be persistent. It is asking you to lean into the pressure instead of running from it, because pressure has a way of producing clarity. It forces you to decide what truly matters. It strips away distractions and focuses your heart on the goal. In those defining moments, the noise fades, the excuses vanish, and all that remains is your will to overcome. Think of the soldier on the battlefield, the athlete in the final round, the parent working through sleepless nights to provide for their children, the student pushing through failure after failure until they finally break through. Each of them understands the truth. When the pressure rises, so must we. Quitting is easy. Anyone can surrender when life gets hard. But those who rise under pressure discover a strength that lasts a lifetime. The truth is, without pressure, there can be no progress. Without challenges, there can be no champions. Without struggle, there can be no story worth telling. If you remove the resistance, you remove the growth. A tree that never faces the wind grows weak and fragile. It is the storms that force its roots deep into the earth. The same is true for us. The storms we face today are not sent to destroy us. They are sent to anchor us, to deepen our character, and to prepare us for what lies ahead. Do not despise the pressure you are under. It is evidence that you are being shaped for something greater. It is proof that you are on the path of growth. The easy road will never demand much of you, but neither will it reward you with anything lasting. The hard road, the road of resistance, The road of trials, that is where strength is forged, and that is where destiny is discovered. There will be times when you feel the weight is unbearable, when it feels as though life has given you more than you can carry. But understand this, you are never given pressure without the capacity to endure it. The strength you need is already inside you. Pressure is simply the tool that awakens it. You may not feel capable now, but if you refuse to surrender, if you keep pressing forward, you will look back one day and realize that what once threatened to break you has instead built you into someone unshakable. So embrace the pressure, welcome the challenge, see it not as an enemy, but as an ally, a teacher, a builder of your soul. For every weight you carry, every trial you endure, every storm you survive is adding to your strength, preparing you for greater victories ahead. Do or die is not just about survival, it is about transformation. It is about standing firm under the heaviest load and discovering that you are stronger than you ever believed. It is about understanding that pressure is not the end of you. It is the beginning of the strongest version of you. The world does not reward the comfortable. It crowns the relentless. And relentless people are not born that way. They are built under pressure. They are shaped in the fire, refined in the storm, tested in the valley. And when they rise with a strength that cannot be shaken. So the next time life presses against you, remember this truth: pressure builds strength. Do not run. Do not hide. Do not quit. Stand firm. Endure. Fight with everything inside you. Because if you refuse to give up, the very weight that once threatened to crush you will become the foundation of your greatest strength. That is the power of pressure. That is the meaning of do or die. Life is not a playground where we can wander aimlessly and expect greatness to fall into our laps. Life is a battlefield. Every single day you wake up, you step into a war, not just against the world, but against your own doubts, your fears, and the voice inside that tells you to quit. And in this battle, there comes a moment where you must decide, will I retreat or will I advance? Will I stand or will I crumble? That moment is defined by 3 words: do or die. To live with this mindset is to live with a fire that refuses excuses. Excuses are the chains that keep people average. The comfort zone that promises safety but steals destiny. People fail not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they allow excuses to suffocate their potential. Do or die means stripping away the easy outs, removing the plan B, burning the bridges behind you, and deciding that the only option is to give everything you have until you reach the finish line. When you take quitting off the table, you discover a strength you never thought you had. This commitment beyond excuses separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Many people want success, but they want it as long as it comes easily. They want the victory without the sweat, the crown without the cross, the harvest without the sowing. But life doesn't work that way. Life demands everything from you, and only those willing to give everything will taste the fullness of what it has to offer. When you reach the point where you say, I will not stop, I will not give up, I will not back down, you activate the deepest part of yourself, the relentless fighter within you who refuses to be denied. Pressure is not the enemy. In fact, pressure is the very thing that reveals who you really are. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Steel is strengthened in fire, and champions are forged in adversity. If you want to be great, do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a hard one. Because in the end, it is not comfort that builds you. It is struggle. Do or die is the mindset that welcomes pressure, that embraces the storm, that says, this may be the hardest season of my life, but it will also be the making of me. Look at those who made history. They were not the ones who lived cautiously. They were not the ones who gave up when resistance grew strong. They were the ones who chose to press forward, even when the odds were stacked against them. They reached their breaking points, and instead of bowing to defeat, they rose with resolve. Every great story is written in the ink of struggle, and every great victory is born from the womb of pain. If you want to write a story worth telling, you must be willing to fight battles worth fighting. Victory belongs not to the talented alone, but to the relentless. You don't need to be the strongest, the fastest, or the smartest to win in life. You need to be the one who refuses to quit. The world is filled with gifted people who wasted their potential because they lacked perseverance. But the crown goes to the one who keeps moving when others stop, who keeps fighting when others surrender, who keeps believing when others lose faith. That is what do or die truly means. Not recklessness, but resolve. Not desperation, but determination. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. There will be nights when your heart aches, when your prayers seem unanswered, when your dreams feel too far away. In those moments, you must remind yourself pain is temporary, but quitting is eternal. If you stop, you will live with regret. If you push forward, you may stumble, but you will grow. You will rise, and one day, you will look back and see that every tear, every scar, every setback was part of the preparation for victory. Commitment beyond excuses means you no longer live half-heartedly. Too many people go through life with divided focus, divided effort, divided commitment. They want success, but only when it's convenient. They want change, but only if it doesn't cost them too much. But you cannot conquer life with one foot in and one foot out. You must give your full heart, your full strength, your full determination. Anything less will leave you empty. When you decide to live with the do or die mindset, you stop negotiating with fear. You stop asking for permission to chase your calling. You stop waiting for the right time. The right time is now. The right moment is the one in front of you. Tomorrow is not promised, but today is in your hands. And when you seize today with courage, when you give everything you have to this moment, you set in motion a chain of victories that will carry you forward into tomorrow. So, I ask you, what are you holding back? What excuse have you been clinging to that keeps you from your destiny? What fear has been whispering in your ear that you are not ready, not strong enough, not worthy? Silence that voice. Tear down that excuse. Stand up today and declare, I will not live half a life. I will not waste my potential. I will not let comfort rob me of greatness. From this day forward, it is do or die. Because the truth is, simple life does not reward the hesitant, it rewards the committed. The crown does not belong to the half-hearted, it belongs to the relentless. The victory is not given to those who wait, it is seized by those who fight. And when you live with that kind of fire, when you refuse to settle, when you give yourself no option but to rise, you will find that nothing in this world can stop you.